Eating out seems harmless, but it quietly drains your finances. Small daily purchases like coffee, lunch, and takeout add up fast. Most people spend over $500 a month on these habits, money that could pay off debt or build savings. The real threat to your wealth isn't big expenses, but frequent, unnoticed spending. Let's break down how these small choices sabotage your financial future and what you can do about it. The first and most deceptive reason eating out destroys your finances is what I call the small purchase trap. This is the psychological trick your brain plays on you. When you spend $10 on a salad for lunch, it feels insignificant. It is just $10, right? What harm can it do? You do not feel the same financial pinch as when you pay a $1,500 mortgage bill. Because the amount is small, you dismiss its importance. You tell yourself it is no big deal. You are not just buying one $10 salad. You are buying it 3 times a week. You are also buying a $5 coffee every morning, and maybe a $15 takeout meal twice a week. None of these purchases feel large on their own. They fly under your financial radar. This is the very definition of death by 1,000 cuts. One wound will not hurt you, but hundreds of them over the course of a year will leave your financial goals bleeding out. Let's do the math. That $10 salad 3 times a week is $30. The $5 coffee 5 times a week is $25. The 2 $15 takeout meals are another $30. Add that up. That is $85 a week. That is approximately $368 a month. And that is a staggering $4,420 a year. Are you hearing me? Over $4,000. For what? For lunches and coffees you barely remember a day later. This trap works because you never see the big number. You only see the small, harmless $10 charge. This disconnect between the action and the financial consequence is what makes the small purchase trap so incredibly effective and so dangerous for your long-term wealth. You have to see through this illusion. You must connect the tap with the drain on your future. The second reason eating out is a financial disaster is the astronomical markup on everything you consume. A restaurant is a business. I get that. Rent, utilities, employee salaries, insurance, supplies, and they have to make a profit. How do they do that? They do it by charging you 3 times, 4 times, or even 10 times what the food actually costs. That pasta dish you paid $22 for? The ingredients probably cost the restaurant less than $3. That glass of wine for $14? The restaurant bought the entire bottle for less than that. You are not just paying for food, you are paying for the entire operational overhead of the business, plus a healthy profit margin on top. It is one of the most inefficient ways to spend your food dollars. Let's talk about tips. A tip of 15 to 20% is standard. So that $50 dinner for 2 is suddenly $60. Then there are taxes. So now your $50 dinner is closer to $65. Did you pay for parking? Did you take a taxi or a rideshare? Add that to the bill. Suddenly, a simple meal out has ballooned by 30 to 40% or more from the price you saw on the menu. These are skills you possess. You can do these things at home for pennies on the dollar. That bowl of oatmeal that costs $9. A huge container of oats at the grocery store costs half that. It will make you breakfast for a month. You are paying a convenience tax that is robbing you blind. $1 spent at the grocery store goes so much further than $1 spent in a restaurant. It is not even close. Now we get to a really insidious problem. Lifestyle inflation. This is when your spending increases as your income increases. You get a raise, and instead of saving or investing the extra money, you find new ways to spend it. It starts small. Maybe you used to pack your lunch every day, but now you have a little more money, so you start buying lunch out once a week as a treat. Then it becomes twice a week. Soon, you are buying lunch out every single day because you feel you deserve it. Your baseline for normal has shifted. What was once a luxury is now a necessity in your mind. Friday night pizza at home becomes a regular dinner at a casual sit-down restaurant. Your special occasion dinners move from a nice local place to a high-end expensive establishment. You start ordering appetizers. You start ordering dessert. But you are not just celebrating once, you are creating a new, more expensive lifestyle that your budget now has to support month after month. This is how people end up with six-figure incomes and nothing to show for it. We are conditioned to believe that earning more means we should live better. But true success is not about how much you can spend, it is about how much you can keep. The next time you get a raise, I want you to make a plan for that new money before it even hits your bank account. Decide that 50% or more of that raise will go directly into your retirement account or other investments. Do not give lifestyle inflation the chance to take root. Starve it before it can grow. This is the reason that should really wake you up. Every dollar you spend on an overpriced restaurant meal is a dollar that is not working for you. Money you spend is gone forever. But money you invest? That money goes to work. It earns interest. It compounds. It grows over time, all by itself. When you spend $50 on dinner out, you are not just losing $50. You are losing all the money that $50 could have become if you had invested it instead. This is called opportunity cost, and it is the unseen tragedy of wasteful spending. We talked about that $4,420 a year. Let's say instead of spending that money, you invested it every year in a simple index fund that earned an average of 8% per year. After 10 years, you would have over $68,000. After 20 years, you would have over $213,000. And after 30 years, you would have nearly $540,000. $500,000. From what? From packing your lunch and making your coffee at home. That daily latte is not just costing you $5. It is costing you a piece of your secure retirement. It is costing you your financial independence. Is that takeout burger really worth thousands of dollars in your retirement account? It is not. You are trading a fortune for a trifle. It is about being smart. For so many people, spending on food is a massive budget blind spot. You create a budget and you account for the big things: rent or mortgage, car payment, insurance, utilities. You might even have a category for groceries. But what about eating out? For most people, this is not a specific, planned line item. Because it is not clearly defined and tracked, it becomes an invisible black hole that sucks up cash. This lack of tracking is a recipe for financial disaster. If you do not measure it, you cannot manage it. You are the CEO of your own life. Create a specific, dedicated category for restaurants and dining out. At the beginning of the month, assign a realistic but strict dollar amount. This is not a suggestion, it is a limit, a hard stop. If you only have $100 for dining out for the month, you make different choices. A casual $15 lunch now looks like 15% of your allotment. Track the category and you can no longer lie to yourself. The numbers do not lie. At month end, you will see exactly how much you spent. You will see the trade-off between your dining choices and your ability to save. Invest. Pay down debt. This clarity is power. It removes the blind spot. It forces you to confront your habits. Seeing that number in black and white is a shocking wake-up call. The final reason this habit is so hard to break is that it is deeply entangled with our emotions. We do not just eat out because we are hungry. We eat out because we are stressed, tired, happy, sad, bored. Food, especially food prepared by others, becomes a crutch. It is a form of self-medication. Had a terrible day at work? I deserve a nice dinner out. Feeling exhausted and overwhelmed by the thought of cooking? Let's just order something easy. The temporary relief you get from the meal is quickly replaced by financial guilt and stress. It is a downward spiral that can be incredibly difficult to escape. You have to learn to distinguish between a physical need for food and an emotional desire for comfort. Identifying these specific moments is the key to breaking the cycle. Once you know your triggers, you can prepare for them. You can create a plan B that is not ordering takeout. So if we know it is bad for us financially, why is it so hard to stop? The reasons are powerful and deeply ingrained in our modern lives. The first and most obvious is convenience. We live in a fast-paced world. We are overworked. We are overscheduled. We are often exhausted. Instant gratification becomes a powerful drug when you're drained. The second major factor is social pressure. FOMO, fear of missing out, is a powerful motivator. So we go along, even when it wrecks our budget. Stress and a lack of planning are a devastating 1-2 punch. If you haven't planned meals for the week, the easiest solution is to eat out. It's predictable. Society and advertising teach us dining out is a treat, a status symbol, a form of self-care. Breaking that habit needs emotional rewiring, not just logic. Understanding these psychological drivers is the first step to overcoming them. All right, we have identified the problem. Now, let's talk solutions. Step 1 is to build awareness. For 1 month, track every single cent you spend on food that is not from a grocery store. Every coffee, every lunch, every dinner, every snack. Write it down in a notebook or use a tracking app. At the end of the month, add it all up. This number will be your wake-up call. It is the truth you need to see. Step 2 is to set a dining out budget. Based on your income and financial goals, decide on a firm, realistic number. Maybe it is $100. Maybe it is $50. This number goes into your monthly budget as a dedicated line item. You will track your spending against this number throughout the month. When the money is gone, it is gone. No exceptions. This creates scarcity, which forces you to be mindful and make smarter choices. Step 3 is to plan and prep your meals. Every weekend, spend 1 or 2 hours planning your lunches and dinners for the week ahead. Go to the grocery store with a list. Then do some simple prep work. Cook a big batch of rice or quinoa. Grill some chicken breasts. Chop up vegetables. Make a big pot of soup or chili. Having these components ready makes assembling a quick, healthy, and cheap meal almost as easy as ordering takeout. You are removing the friction and defeating the "I'm too tired" excuse. Step 4 is to swap out your rewards. Create a reward menu for yourself that has nothing to do with spending money on food. Listen to me. The power to change your financial life does not lie with your boss, the government, or the stock market. It lies with you. It lies in the small daily choices you make. It lies in the decision to make a coffee at home, pack a lunch, cook a simple dinner. Every dollar you save by not eating out is a dollar you can put to work for your goals. That is not deprivation, that is freedom. I want you to start today. Make one small change. Each small victory will build your confidence. Each dollar you save will build your motivation. So, what is it going to be? I know you can do it. Now go out there and prove me right.